Well, so I'm going to tell you a little story.
This is, I call it a house sale. A number of people, I've even heard people on Siegelman's staff say this may have cost him the election. And here's the house. I took this picture. You can see it's boarded up here. It's got outdoor, outside. It doesn't have central heat and air. This house is in very bad shape. The tip to this story was actually a newspaper article. The final paragraph said, the Siegelmans sold their Montgomery home after he was elected governor. And I was not based in Montgomery, so I just thought, well, I'll look into that. And so I put it on what I call my shopping list, which I explained earlier. And it's either next time Montgomery or the next. I went by the Montgomery County Probate Court and just said, well, I'll just look at who he sold his house to. Just who knows? And this is the deed. In any event, it's Don Stephen and Laurie Allen that sold their home to J. Ray Pierce, and you can see the $250,000. This is my scratcher on there, and there was no mortgage, which indicated that Ray Pierce paid $250,000 down or $250,000 cash, which shows that he's got some money. He didn't even have to, come up with a mortgage, as most people do. So I said, okay, well, I'll see what Ray Pierce did with the home. Who knows? Did he sell it? And probate court looked on the deeds and found that he indeed had, about 5 or 6 months later, and he sold it to Ray Pierce Family Investments LLC, a Delaware limited liability company. So I decided to, this is before I wrote the story, analyze the purchase as an investment. Actually, after all, the name of the company was Pierce Family Investments. And anyway, Ray Pierce, if I take long to discover, is the head of probably the leading, the biggest private accounting firm in Alabama. So he would not be a dumb investor. I talked to a lot of folks, people in that real estate thing, and I said, okay, you're an investor and you just invested $250,000 in a home. What do you need to make in order to make a reasonable return on your investment? And I was told $1,500 to $2,000. So I wanted to find out, okay, if you needed to make that much money as your rent, how much was Ray Pierce making in his rent? So I knew immediately that at $650 a month, this was a very bad investment for Ray Pierce. So I did this story, and Ray Pierce had been appointed to this securities board, but it wasn't that big a deal for him, I didn't think. And we mentioned the story, but I didn't think that was really the quid pro quo. It just didn't really make sense for that particular board, where I don't think he lived or died to be on it. Unlike Scrushy, who was very important for Health South to be on the con board. And this is actually the Birmingham News. Thank goodness for him. Did a very nice and I thought interesting editorial, probably written by Robin Pneumonia, who's a great former Montgomery investigative reporter for the Birmingham News and does a lot of editorial writing now. Anyway, it went like this. A house sale like this may do more damage to Siegelman's credibility with voters than the multi-million-dollar deals that most of us don't have any experience with. unfortunately for Siegelman, many of us know what it's like to sell a house, and it doesn't happen like this, except maybe in realty ads and dreams. Okay, one of the interesting things, and I may show this later, is years later going through the Siegelman archives, though they purged most of it, there was a debate preparation sheet, and this is before there were different things he was supposed to respond to about the different scandals. And one of them said the house, and this is what he was supposed to answer if one of the reporters asked him about the house, as they did. The house, I was paid exactly what the house was worth. My wife and I listed the house for what we thought it was worth. In my opinion, I was not paid more than the house was worth. Indeed, they had listed it, but they had not. No one ever. I don't think they ever had to show the house. It was okay. This is Lanny Vines. We're going to go a little aside here first. I heard a rumor